Hello everyone and welcome back to Megaton. In today's video we're going to continue researching Moira's new book. Jumping right into the second chapter, let's see what she wants me to do.
The second chapter is going to be a bit trickier, I think. It'll cover how to handle creatures out there, for better or worse. For example, repelling mole rats, learning about mirelurks, and when all else fails, how to handle being injured. So let's buckle down and get to work on this chapter. What's first?
I'm going to hate myself for this, but what do you mean by handling injury?
Well, I never get to study anyone who's severely injured. Not without them crying to be fixed right away or trying to bleed out and all that. But obviously, you can handle a lot of abuse. So if I'm ever going to find a good example of human anatomy and injury resistance, it'd be you. Next time you get badly injured, return here so I can examine you before I heal you up. I mean, you're going to get yourself hurt anyway, right?
What could possibly be worth breaking my bones over?
Did you know when bones break and re-heal, they grow back tougher? In a way, you'd be repaying yourself. Once I make sure you survive, of course. But in a more tangible way, I can give you a modified environmental suit of mine. How's that sound?
I guess I'll get hurt eventually. Might as well come here when I do.
Wow, what a great research assistant you are. I mean, really, that's dedication. Demonstrating how to withstand pain by getting injured? Wow. When you're ready, come back here with some serious injuries, maybe a crippled limb or two, and I'll take notes and fix you up. I'll be waiting here with plenty of bandages for you, so don't worry. Just go get horribly injured. Oh, and be careful.
Now I know that I said I'd eventually get hurt, but I'm pretty sure I can do this in just one move. Just a quick hop up over the barrier and... oh crap, that was not what I wanted to happen. Right, so I can't just throw myself off the railing, but how am I going to do this? Oh, I know! Explosives! That's the way to do it. Let's just go outside town so I don't anger everybody. And I'll just throw one at the base of this rock and stand close by. And, oh, well, maybe a little bit closer this time. Okay, some good damage. And again. And that's 2 crippled limbs. And so that's done. Oh, wait. I'm not quite at half health. Okay, so one more grenade. But not too close. And that's enough. Time to drag myself back to Moira.
What's up? Anything interesting out there in the wild wasteland?
Let's talk about this serious injury.
Well, how do you feel?
This really hurts, you know.
Oh, I know it does, dear, but it's for a good cause. Try not to squirm so much while I take notes. Now, how would you describe the pain you're feeling? Any advice for how to keep it from being overwhelming? And remember, this is for posterity.
The adrenaline helps, and so does the fear of death, but there's a lot of both.
Ah, yes, that makes a lot of sense. And it does help when you're sewing up wounds and setting bones, too. That seems like it'd be tough to do alone. Luckily, I'm here to patch you up. Now, hold still and quit fidgeting. Ugh, how can you be walking around like this? Okay, I even stitched a little smiley face in you to keep up your spirits. It's kind of hard to see from your side, though. Here, take this environment suit of mine. It will help with medical tasks, and it should help prevent the effects of exposure, too.
Okay, now that I'm all fixed up, I'm ready for more research on the second chapter.
There's a sort of mole rat repellent I've developed. I need it to be tested on a few mole rats before I can say it's a success. There's a lot we don't know about mirelurks and how intelligent and dangerous they are. That definitely deserves research. And that should be it for the second chapter. Which do you want to check out?
Now what's this you mentioned about studying mirelurks?
Mirelurks are a big threat in some areas, and knowing more about them can help people learn to avoid or even outsmart them. So I picked up this observer device to study them in their natural habitat. I need you to hide one in one of the spawning pods in their lairs.
Sneaking into a mirelurk lair? The pay had better be worth it.
While you're working on that, I'll be following up on a lead I've got for a couple stealth boys. When you're done, they're yours. And who knows, maybe we'll learn something useful from the Mirelurks.
Alright, I'll try.
That's great. I recommend the nest at the Anchorage War Memorial. I knew a trader who talked about the Mirelurks down there. Just go inside and find one of their spawning pods, probably down near the water. Put this observer inside and get out quietly. And be sure not to kill any Mirelurks inside their nest. If you do, it could ruin the validity of the study.
I have to go now.
Try not to die.
Right, simple enough request. I've got to go into the Mirelurk nest, located at the Anchorage Memorial, to slip in an observer device into a spawning pod. Only difficult part of this will not be killing any of the Mirelurks in the nest. The Anchorage Memorial is located just over the Potomac River, so let's get going and figure out the plan later. And okay, we are now at the bridge to the memorial, and I just need to make sure that I don't trigger any of these mines. Oh no! Well, at least it didn't hurt me, and the bridge is mostly clear. But I'm not leaving you three here. Oh no, you're coming with me. Right, and now that we're here, I can tell you the plan. So I've got this stealth boy, and I'm going to use it to sneak into the nest, slip in the observer, and then quietly leave. I don't see how anything could possibly go wrong. Running down the stairs, and I should really be crouching, because they could probably still hear that. Oh, and you're very close. Just got to sneak around you and find my way downstairs. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with the direct route. And now that I'm down here, just going to find a spawning pod and hide the observer. Right, time to leave. Oh, they know I'm here, right? I just don't need to kill any of them, so time to run! Run away! Run! Oh god damn, this door is locked! Right, so I eventually managed to make it out of there. I didn't kill any of them, but you could say I disturbed their habitat, and that alone could void the observer's readings, but this game doesn't care too much about that, so let's just head back to Moira and start the last part of this chapter.
So, are they intelligent? Do they have a leader? Some sort of king? Or priests? Or some sort of scaly community center?
I slipped the observer in with the eggs, and they're none the wiser. Sure, let's go with that story.
I'll bet most people would have just gone in there, guns blazing without half a thought. But not you. You're the best research assistant ever. I've been getting a good signal, but what do you think about them from your first-hand observations of them?
They don't seem to fight each other, so no struggle for leadership.
Oh, really? Maybe their leader figures are bred, sort of like ant queens. I wonder if relocating a Mirelurk king would prompt the others to move. Some of these observations about their armor and camouflage gave me an idea for reinforced, neutral-colored headgear. Consider it thanks for not interfering with them. Oh, speaking of which, take these, so you can continue to avoid them in the future.
The last task for this chapter is something about mole rats, right?
Mole rats can burrow into almost anything and cause a lot of trouble. So I figured I'd make a chemical repellent stick for people to shoo them off. But I need it to be tested before I put the recipe to paper in the guide. So I need you to find some mole rats and test it out a bit.
I don't know if handling weird chemicals is safe. What's it worth to you?
Don't worry about the chemicals. I handle them all the time while experimenting, and I'm perfectly fine. Aren't I? How about I let you have the leftover chems I used to make it? Heck, do a thorough job, and maybe I'll let you keep the repellent itself.
Okay, I'll test the repellent for you.
It'll be easy. One tap with the applicator, and it overwhelms their senses with a sort of feel-bad sensation. Then they're gone before you know it. You could test it out on just a few mole ratties, but for real testing, try it on 10 or more. There should be plenty in the tepid sewers downtown.
Right, so back to where we just was, but just a little closer to the city, and you'll find the tepid sewers. Now, you can test this on any mole rat you find out in the waste. And I'm sure this is just my impatience and imagination here, but more rats never seem to spawn once you have this quest active. Well, either that or I just forget to pull out the repellent stick. So just jumping over this little part of the river and we arrive at the tepid sewers. In here, you need to be quick, as you're not the only thing going after the rats down here. There's at least one turret and a few raiders as well. Let's try and be quick about this, opening this door, but don't forget to equip the repellent stick. We aren't here to look at how effective bullets work. Okay, one hit made you smoky, and what happens if I hit you again? Oh my god, your head exploded. Okay, there's two more in here. Hiya! Hiya! Okay, that's good for the first part of the quest completed. So I could just go back to Moira, but that's not good enough yet. And moving around this corner. Oh, and is that venting gas? Oh, and the turret I mentioned earlier. Right, I hope it can't see me and won't set me on fire. Okay, while it's distracted, let me try and run past it. Oh, and I found some more mole rats. Can I be the first to thank you for your sacrifices for science? Moving up the stairs on the other side of the room and through this door, and I found some more. And what? Pop. What? Pop. One more in here. What? And pop. Right, just one more to go. I guess I've got to go deeper into the sewers to find it. And yeah, I don't think I'm just dealing with the rats anymore. And I was right, someone's on the way. Where's my gun? Right, can I shoot the mine by their feet? No, but thankfully they did run into the path of my bullet, so that made it easier. Oh, and you were a named character. Rock Salt. So what's your deal? Okay, so according to the wiki, they're just a named raider, one that is always hostile, so is always going to go this way. So, moving on. And yes, I think I've just found the rest of your gang, Rock Salt. Well, I guess I've got to go through them. Ah, there you are. Did I just hit the wall? Okay, let me just come around the corner. No point trying to run. You started this fight, and I'm just here for mole rats, damn it. Right, so it turns out there was none in those rooms, and it was just their little base, so I could have just passed by. But I think I did the world good by taking out some raiders today. And found you. Wait. I need to get the stick back out first. And what? Oh, and your friend here. Go away! And there we go, I've managed to complete the quest, and now it is time to go back to Moira, but I don't feel like backtracking, so let's keep going through these rooms and see where they go. But I think we can say this repellent works, in a way. Like, after you use it, the mole rat problem goes away, but not in the way that I think Moira wanted. And after all of that, I've managed to get myself to Georgetown. It seems pretty quiet. Okay, there's some water there, and oh no, super mutants. Retreat, run away. Time to pull out the old hunting rifle. Moving on up. Oh great, it's a brute. My first mutant in this playthrough, and it's not even a common one. Okay, these hitboxes are not working for me. Time to use VATS. And yep, you are just a damage sponge at this point, aren't you? I'd better heal up, or I am going to end up dead. Okay, I'm going to retreat back to the metro. Oh, and there's more coming out of the building across the street. Oh, you're at least standard mutants. I can probably take you out. Oh, and one of you have a laser weapon? That's going to hurt. I'm just getting pinned down from all sides. Yeah, come closer. Let me put you down. Okay, almost clear. What's that in the air? Oh, it's the centaur. It's on the way. A few shots should put you down. Oh, and it's just one more left. Oh, and is that brute from the other side of them? How did you get over there? Okay, and with all the mutants dead, time to head back to Moira and tell her about the mole rats.
Oh, I can't wait to hear how the repellent's working.
I tested the mole rat repellent extensively.
Oh, excellent. Substantial field testing, precise reports, and such dedication. Ah, what more could I ask for in a research assistant? So, how did my chemical repellent work? Safe and clean like a charm, I'll bet.
It gives them quite a kick, like a little bit too much jet or something.
What? You're kidding, right? Oh, wait, you aren't kidding. Probably a metabolic reaction to the chemicals. I should mention that. Proper handling of mole rats could be important if they could be domesticated. Milked, maybe? Anyway, keep the repellent. Oh, but for your trouble, here. Have the leftover chems from working on the repellent. I'm sure you can find some use for them.
Is the second chapter done yet?
You bet. Your feedback is just the stuff for that rough and tumble, survive anything sort of feel. Of course, readers who aren't already rough and tumble may have a hard time dealing with it, but I'm sure they'll pick up survival as they go. Nothing to concern ourselves over, I'm sure. Here's your payment. Nothing too complex, just lots and lots of ammo. Now, on to the next chapter.
I'm ready to start researching the last chapter.
The last chapter is a bit more esoteric. It's about the survival of humanity as a whole, and how to rebuild society. Deep stuff, huh? We need to know how large settlements are formed, how to harness the old technology, and I'll need you to get ancient history from a nearby library. We're in the last stretch now, so let's finish it up strong. What's first?
Actually, I'll have to wait a bit.
Well, I guess I can wait a little. I've got plenty of other projects to work on after all. But come back soon and help out. It's for an important cause.
Right, and with that part of the book done, let's go and try and move on the main quest. I was hoping that Moriarty would have fixed himself by now. I have tried a few different things, but nothing has helped. But thankfully, I do know of another way to get the information that I need, without paying him either, so that's just lovely. Right, I'm just going to go breaking into this cabinet and take Moriarty's password. This will get me into the terminal. And let's have a look at what you know about my dad. Right, surely he would be under visitors. And yes, here we are, James, Vault 101. So, out of nowhere, James came back to Megaton. Since he stayed here before, he asked me where the hell he could get a lay of the land and find out what's going on in the world. I told him about Galaxy News Radio in the ruins of DC, and that guy, 3Dog. Then like that, he was gone again. Right, so he's gone to Galaxy News Radio, and I can find that in the DC ruins, so that's where I'm going to head next. And with that extra bit of information discovered, we are going to leave it at that. Thank you all for watching the video. If you've made it this far, why not give the video a like or leave me a comment below. I hope you all have an awesome day, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next part of Fallout: Tale of Two Wastelands.